Hey everyone, I wanted to show you my lift up bridge that I did for the layout. Let's take a look. So over here are the hinges, and just like everybody else says, you got to keep the hinge height above the track height, and that'll keep the track from binding when you go to lift it up or set it back down. Starts here, goes across onto this side. This is another raised section. So this was a challenge. I had to get the bridge to set and line up with this raised section here. Basically what I did was I have that piece there and it seats on top of that. For alignment, I have these screws in this piece of wood here, and that allows me to raise or lower the bridge, which in turn will raise and lower the track. And as well, if you notice over here next to the copper plates, there's some shims, so this track actually sits up a little bit higher. The bridge, if you put the screws all the way down, you can have the bridge actually go lower than this track, and then of course I can raise them up to have the bridge go up higher and let the tracks meet. I haven't had to worry about side to side alignment too much because the fast track has the grooves in it, which allows the track to line up when it seats. If it becomes a problem in the future, I can always add some guide blocks to the height adjustment section here. Right now I have these Scenic Express girders in place. They are temporarily mounted with double-sided tape. Unfortunately for these girders, when you buy them, they don't have the pattern on both sides. I really wanted the pattern on both, so I ended up buying two sets and put them together. Lifting up the bridge is pretty simple. Just pick it up, lifts up on the hinges like so, and in here is my electrical connections. When the bridge sits down, the plates make contact with each other. So the reason I did this method versus switches is I was having a hard time trying to find switches that could handle the rated output of the power distribution blocks, which are all rated at 10 amps. I wanted to make sure that, if I'm running 2-3 engines on this track across the bridge, that it would be just fine, wouldn't have any problems, wouldn't get hot. So probably went overkill with the size of these, but it works great. I don't have any problems with it. This bridge has been in place for at least a year now, and it's been up and down many times, and I have perfect contact every time. No issues. Works out great. When I want the bridge to stand up by itself, I have this fixture. It's made out of scrap material. There's always a risk that if the bridge is bumped into or hit too hard, it could fall backwards onto the track. That's easily solved by the string that I can hang on the edge of this thing that goes under the table and hooks onto some hardware underneath that board there, and that'll keep it from falling. So with the way this is wired, it does have protection, so the bridge, when it's open, it kills a good chunk of the track on both sides of the bridge. So if a train is running and I lift the bridge and forget that a train is running, it will cut the power to the train and stop the train. On the opposite side here, I also have these electrical contacts that when the bridge comes down, it re-engages power to the track. Now I'm going to show you a few things in motion. Here's the back of the bridge where the track made contact. Here's the raised part of the bridge. There's the electrical contacts on this side. You can see how when the bridge comes down it compresses and sets down to make contact. On this side here, a little harder to see, but everything just sits in there nice and easy. When the bridge goes down, copper plates are kind of like a spring and they just go together, make contact. Since I'm using fast track, I did have to modify the plastic a little bit so that when the track gets set down and it mates together, it won't like get stuck or bind up. So you just have to shave away some of the plastic on the both sides of the track, on the side that the bridge is on and the side that is on the layout. Really easy to do. You just take a little out each time until it mates up, and it was, again, like I said, super simple and it works out great. And the same thing for this end. Have to shave the plastic down a little bit.